Captain Insano shows no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day for your ass.
It's going to be a long day for the New York Jets, I tell you that much. The Jets look like they've been jet lagged, all pun intended. They do not look good. The offense, like I said, the offense is not looking good. 20-3, Atlanta jumped them. I feel like Atlanta jumped them from the gate. There was a different type of energy with Atlanta. It seems to me like the Jets don't know what they're doing offensively game to game. It just seems like there's just a different Jets team every week after week. Marco, I know you're over here. Don't worry about it. I know you're over there eating, enjoying your breakfast. But we're talking about it in the car. You know, they go from last week against the Titans to this week against the Falcons. Like, what the hell is the difference? You know, what is the big difference? You go ahead and you're able to, let's go ahead and look at those stats from last week. You're able to get 355 yards on the total. 289 passing. Now you're getting you can't get anything on the run. 5 rushes for Michael Carter, 20 yards. He's averaging 4. I just don't see. I don't see any balance. I don't see where Zach Wilson has any type of comfortability in the pocket. He's already thrown an interception. I believe he's 7 of 13 for 42 yards or something rather, and a pick. It's not good. I can't say anything other than that Jets offense looks like dog shit. It does not look. They don't look competent at all. Zach Wilson looks better. Like last week, Marco, he looked better. Last week, the Jets looked like they were actually a decent football team.
Yeah.
But you were talking about how their fans were how different it is with their fans cheering for first downs, being excited for the run of the mill first down. And them converting it, they were jumping for joy, like they just won the Super Bowl. Like, this team cannot continue this way. They're gonna have to pass it the rest of the way. In order to give themselves any type of shot. I'm pissed that I even picked them. Like, they give me like this is what Jets fans must feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is exactly what Jets fans must feel like. What the fuck? Like, that's what you're able to do. Like I mentioned before, Atlanta is not good on defense whatsoever. I mean, look at the rankings. Total yards, 23rd in the league. They're giving up. They're 21st in the pass. Like, you should be able to at least get some type of balance between your run and your pass game. I just don't understand how you can have an offensive performance like it almost seems like they have this this problem week in and week out. It's like, is their offense going to show up? Is their offense going to produce? Who's going to be the guy for their offense? You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned it before. What other guy do you have on that team besides Zach Wilson as a name? You know what I mean? Who on there as a playmaker scares you on the Jets? Nobody. Not a soul scares you on the New York Jets. So, man, Atlanta's about to beat this shit. If they don't figure out a way to slow Atlanta down through the air, which I thought they were going to be able to be okay with. I could see Atlanta winning this one, running away. I think Atlanta could put up 40 points if they can't find a way to get their defense off the field and score on their own. 3 points ain't going to do it. It ain't going to do it today. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. Marco's going to join me in about, 55 minutes. We're going to go ahead and get into the preview of the other 3 games that we'll be covering. If Allen Robinson to the Jets, for what? I mean, hey, if they're willing to give up some a decent pick, I'll take it. I mean, you're not going to be able to. I don't think you're going to be able to sign him in the offseason, but I think the Bears want to try to win now, especially with Justin Fields. So it's kind of highly unlikely he does go over to New York or go anywhere for that matter. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, 11 o'clock. We'll be talking Bears and Raiders, Packers and Bengals, and then Marco's team in the Titans and the Jaguars AFC South showdown, which should be a cakewalk, in my opinion, for the Tennessee Titans. But shit, I thought it was a cakewalk. I thought it should have been a cakewalk last week, even without your top 2 receivers. But surprise, surprise. Sometimes the sun shines on a dog's ass. It's it's I don't know. Like the New York Jets just ran into the right formula of plays last week, and they found some success this week. Not so much. All right, guys. Until the post game. Well, until 11 o'clock, because I think this one might still be going. I'm Ivan Vargas. We'll see you then.
Captain Insano shows no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long day for your ass, boy.
He said he wanted He's so quick in this game in recognizing. You notice when it's zone, the ball is coming out. And they've been able to pick it apart. They've been able to find those spots between the linebackers and the safeties. The ball is coming out quick. And so when the Jets are going to their man-to-man coverage, Ryan is able to hold the ball a little bit, make great throws, and his receivers and tight ends are the ones who's winning at the point of the catch.
This is Wayne Gallman who's into the game at running back. Fifth-year running back out of Clemson. We can go down to Melissa.
Well, Greg, I talked to Hall of Fame coach Joe Gibbs this week about Arthur Smith, who was a defensive quality control coach for Gibbs in Washington in 2007, and he thinks the world of him. He said you would think if anyone could be spoiled, it would be Arthur, being the son of FedEx founder Frederick Smith, but no. He is one of the most dedicated people that Gibbs has ever worked with, so conscientious, so precise. And I asked Gibbs his advice for the first-year head coach. He said that it is so hard. He laughed and said, I'm the perfect example. I started out 0-5, and I was just looking for a different way home each night.
That pass to the sideline is complete to Christian Blake. Joe Gibbs, one of the great coaches of all time.
We'll give Arthur Smith a ton of credit for really getting the best out of Ryan Tannehill.
That pass is complete. And that is Hayden Hurst with the catch. And another Atlanta first down.
Boy, didn't it just look like Bryce Hall was about to break on that pass? Just outside the reach, and that's some really good ball skills by Hayden Hurst to catch it, turn upfield, pick up the first down.
To try the spicy Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich today.
That's the London Eye, Europe's largest Ferris wheel. Stands over 440 feet tall, the most popular paid tourist attraction here in the United Kingdom. So the Jets take over their own 20-yard line. And low screen to the far side, Michael Carter. Carter looking for running room. And picks up about 4, maybe 5 yards to the 25-yard line. Mike Pennell, Fabian Moreau making the stop.
That was such a good play by Mike Pennell. It looked like Carter had all the room in the world to run out there with blockers, but Pennell, a defensive tackle, is able to get out there, slow him down, and just allow the rest of his teammates to get there and get in on the tackle. Excellent hustle play up front.
Second and 5. And throw it back the other way, and that's not going to work. Nobody fooled the Atlanta defense. Jamison Crowder with the catch, hit immediately by Moreau. And we still have a Falcon on the ground after the loss of 6, and that is Moreau.
What a great play by Moreau. Just, it doesn't get any better than that. They tried to set it up. Merritt Tucker's coming over there to block.
They'll take a look at Fabian Moreau. We'll take a break.
The NFL's back. Don't spend this season on the sidelines. Bring the game home with a new big screen TV from Best Buy. Catch every play in stunning big screen detail from brands like Samsung, LG, and Sony. Plus, we'll drop off and install with plenty of time for kickoff.
When faced with a challenge, it's good to remember how you've overcome them before. Range Rover Sport, driven to another level.
Hey, USAA, it's Gronk again, and I'm here with my man, Frank. Frank, say hi.
Hi.
Frank was in the Army, and he's been enjoying that award-winning USAA service for like
10 years.
Anyway, he's in. And Frank, don't you love me, man?
Sure, Gronk.
And don't you think I deserve a USAA membership?
Did you serve? Are your parents members?
Nope.
Then no. I love that it's for the military community.
Frank, that's not the line.
USAA, it's still only for the military community.
We're back on the Corona Hotline Show with superfan Jeremy. Jeremy, it's a long season. How do you unwind?
Well, I grab a Corona.
Go on.
And I watch football.
And
that is it.
Brilliant.
Find your game day good life.
Wow. No braces. Everything's hands-free. I wasn't so lucky.
Invis is not your parents' braces. Invis is faster than braces and the clear aligner brand most trusted by doctors. Invisalign.
Wake up. We got breaking news here, folks.
This is an opportunity you've been waiting your whole life for.
I cannot wait to see this one.
Make every morning a good morning.
We are so excited.
Yeah, boom. Good Morning Football, only on NFL Network.
Hey, coming up Thursday night, Tom Brady and the Bucs head to Philadelphia for a primetime showdown with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Thursday night football, Thursday at 8 on NFL Network, Fox, and Prime Video. TJ Green has replaced Fabian Moreau at cornerback.
You've got a rookie here against Jamison Crowder, Darren Hall.
A lot of time for Wilson to cut loose on the sideline, and that is, well, there's penalty markers thrown. And they're going to talk about its incomplete pass.
Illegal touching of a forward pass, player out of bounds, came back in. By rule, this is a loss of down, 4th down.
So that was Elijah Moore.
So you're not allowed, if you go out of bounds and you come back in, you are not allowed to be the first person to touch the football. So
the Jets will be unable to do anything with the fumble recovery and punt. Zacchaeus made the catch. Breaks a tackle, breaks 2 tackles, and comes back across the 32, about the 31 to the 32-yard line. Let's go down to AJ.
Greg, this is the NFL's first London game series in 2 years. From 2007 to 2019, the league played 28 games over 13 consecutive seasons overseas until the coronavirus pandemic forced all the games last year to be played in the U.S. And something I think is so cool is if you look in the stands, there's fans rocking jerseys from literally all 32 teams, so you can really feel how much they missed this experience.
Yeah, it was basically a bummer for everyone. Hey, there's Christian Pulisic, plays for Chelsea, and a big Jets fan. Cordero Patterson changes direction. Contact is made, and he is down at the 35-yard line. Sherrod Niesman with the hit, and we're in the final seconds of the third quarter. And no one in a hurry to run the play, so we'll go to the fourth.
That is the end.
We've played 3 here in London. 20-9 Atlanta. We're coming back right after this.
America! After the past year-ish, everyone deserves something new. So, AT&T is giving everyone our best deals on every iPhone, including the iPhone 13 Pro with its amazing camera. Like everyone that worked from home, learned a new hobby, or welcomed a new family member.
There are a lot of dogs, so...
Our deals are for everyone.
It's not complicated. AT&T is giving new and existing customers our best deals on every iPhone, including the epic iPhone 13 Pro on us.
After the game wraps up in London, our crew breaks down all the action.
We don't give him enough credit. He is their everything.
And gets you ready for the rest of Week 5.
You just hit whatever's in front of you.
The Mercedes EQ postgame show. Today, live on NFL Network.
Peloton Plant Dads, y'all are crushing it on the leaderboard. Show some love. High five a friend across the country or right next door. Let's go, Peloton. Hit the mat for core. No ego, amigo? Modify if you need to. So many milestones today.
Game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike. Now $400 less. All access membership separate.
NFL Game Pass.
We're here for that NFL red zone feeling.
Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
That can't look away. Inside the 20, my fantasy team needs this feeling. Wow. That gimme two.
We start the fourth quarter.
2013, start of the fourth quarter. Jets still struggling. Atlanta on the move right now. Nice catch.
Quarter. 2nd and 6. Ryan. That pass, all the way grab made by Zacchaeus. Reached out backwards with one hand. And that catch makes 5,000 career completions for 14-year veteran Matt Ryan.
Oh, that's a lot of completions, and what a catch that was from Zacchaeus. Third and short, Mike Davis in the game. The way they've been running the football, to me, I think you hand this one off and see if Davis can pick it up.
This is Davis, and he gets the first down. Just across the 40 to the 41-yard line, right at the first down mark.
Atlanta continues to move, continue to pick up first downs. Just need to stop here if they want to actually make a push for it. I don't think they can allow more than a field goal, if that.
Just a heck of a collision between Davis and C.J. Mosley. Really, to me, what football is all about. Short yardage, one-on-one, and Davis just got enough off of a physical tackle by Mosley.
So the very beginning of the day, Arch, we started talking about how this Falcons offense is missing Calvin Ridley and missing Russell Gage, and you wonder how far can they continue to go without those two guys available.
Well, I think that they have really done a nice job. I think Arthur Smith has done a nice job of putting together a plan just to maximize the touches by his best players. You get the ball to Pitts, you get it to Patterson, and Matt Ryan has been excellent at making the right choice and delivering the football.
2nd and 9, and Ryan to throw.
Matt Ryan so far in the game, 25 of 37, 249 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cordell Patterson continues to keep pace with the number 1 running back, Mike Davis, 11 carries, matching Mike Davis's 11 carries. He's got 6 more yards at 50, where to Mike Davis's 44. Falcons just keep moving the ball. The Jets don't seem to have an answer on offense or defense. This could be it right here. They could pretty much put it away. A good tackle, or else Cordell Patterson is gone, I think, up the sidelines for at least a minimum of 10, 15 yards. Just need to come up big here. 2nd and 7. Let's see if they can make a stop and get the ball back for their offense.
Ryan gives it to Patterson. Patterson trying to get outside and couldn't get around Quincy Williams.
That was a great tackle. If Quincy Williams doesn't make this, Patterson is out the gate.
And celebrating in the end zone.
He was about to turn on that burst, but Quincy Williams just comes out of nowhere, fights off a block, and that is an excellent tackle. But it was there for Patterson, if not for a great effort by Williams.
3-yard pickup makes it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, definitely a hold. I couldn't believe that. You're going to see right here, gets tackled trying to make an attempt at Matt Ryan. That's definitely coming back. This play's not going to stand.
Holding offense, number 61. 10-yard guard penalty. Repeat, 2nd down.
It's going to come back because Matt Hennessy, the center, is called for the hold.
Well, Sheldon Rankins was almost in the backfield before Matt Ryan got to the top of his drop. I mean, Hennessy has no chance. Rankins is just shot out of a cannon, and he's like, no chance but to try and tackle him and bring it back to 2nd, 16 or 17.
So the big gain is negated, and Ryan goes to work now from his own 47.
You're going to see number 4, Sharp, come up with the grab, and it should be 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8.
So huge 3rd down now. Robert Saleh has 10 minutes, 50 seconds to try and get back in this game, and it really starts with this down. It's 3rd and 8. And you really haven't been able to get consistent pressure on Ryan on 3rd down. So
That's coming to blitz. Gets picked up, but Cordell Patterson will be short of a first down. Should be about 3rd and 6. Or 4th and 6. Jets should be getting the ball back. Let's see what Atlanta wants to do. Like I said, they could put them away if they could pick this up. Yeah, looks like the Falcons are going to punt it away and go ahead and let their defense try to shut down the Jets, which they've been doing pretty much all game, Marco.
Will come onto the field now for the Falcons.
It looked like they were, going to make
Matt Ryan,
change in the second half to start off strong with some stuff. But now, it just went back to
flat.
You make Ryan dump it off before the sticks. You're a tight man. You make the tackle and force a punt. Really good third down defense there for the Jets.
Dustin Colquitt got off a 24-yard punt last time. This one he props up there, and Berrios making the fair catch at his own 10-yard line. 9.5 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. That would be Buckingham Palace.
Got a commercial break for you. Bring the action back in just a minute.
Love it.
Abbey Road. Take off her shoes and cross barefoot. Right over the middle. Catch is made by Jamison Crowder. Well, these are what the Jets have been doing in the second half.
Well, they're trying to jumpstart the offense. Starts off with Tevin Coleman. Huge kickoff return. That sets up the Jets for a touchdown. And then the defense started to come alive. Getting Matt Ryan off the field. Forcing a fumble. Now it's up to the offense, Greg. They have 127 yards of total offense, and Wilson has 65 yards passing. They have got to start to come alive, and it starts on this drive.
2nd and 3. Wilson throwing his side of the field, and that is complete into the 40-yard line. Is Keelan Cole for a first down. That is a 23-yard pickup.
So you can expect DP's the defensive coordinator. He's probably going to play a lot of deep zone coverage. 2 safeties deep, and they want to force the Jets to throw everything underneath. But when you do that, you have to play deep to short. You can't jump up on the underneath stuff. You got to force him to dump it off, rally, and make the tackle. You can't let a receiver in behind your zone in this situation.
Wilson to throw again. Penalty markers thrown as he makes the connection at the 45-yard line with Ryan Griffin. Let's check the flag.
Illegal use of the hands of the face. Offense number 32. 5-yard penalty. Repeat.
The Jets just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. You got to be more disciplined than that. You got to be able to. You got to be able to be disciplined, especially when you're down by 11. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, by 11 points. It's there you go. Got a man open. Denzel Mims with a big play. That's good. I mean, you just can't have these stupid-ass penalties where you keep putting yourself in deep holes. They're going to go ahead and pick it up right here, but if you didn't have this penalty, now we're talking about you being at the 35, 30. If you didn't have a 10-yard penalty, I mean, that's pick it up. But shit, you want better football out of that team, man. Especially right there, especially down.
Confident, step up and just let it rip. And that's got to feel good for Denzel Mims. Before that, he had only been targeted one time this season, had a pretty big play. But that one right there on 1st and 20 was huge.
In Atlanta territory now at the 43. Still with the ball. Wilson gonna go deep. This side of the field it is. Incomplete, and the penalty marker is down. Intended for Elijah Moore.
Oh shit! Just got interesting. That's clear pass interference. I mean, it was really, really close. I mean, that's a tough one. You played it well up until the end. It's just you just got there a step too soon. Jets 1st and goal. It's a huge play for New York.
To see A.J. Terrell commit that pass interference because he was right there in position. He had already caught up. He had already made up the ground lost. And instead of just playing the football, he probably could have had an interception. He just doesn't play the ball and bails out the Jets and sets him up inside the 5-yard line.
1st and goal. Carter to the end zone for the touchdown.
Look at this insane Jets fan right now. Right after this, look at this. Look at this guy. That guy's pumped up.
Offense stays on the field as the Jets will go for the 2-point conversion. 4 plays, 90 yards, assisted by a penalty that got 41.
Jets are now 3 points down from the Atlanta Falcons. Man, they got bailed out by a huge penalty, but shit, you got to take what they could give you. The Jets are right back in this game, now trailing 20-17 with 6 minutes left in the fourth. Again, give them credit. The defense has stepped up. They're like I said, they were the unit that I trusted the most coming in. It was this offense that needed to do something, and the defense puts the offense in position to go ahead and have an opportunity. You pick up a penalty that we just saw down at the 1-yard line. It's like I said, you take what you can give you. It hasn't been pretty for the Jets, but it doesn't need to be pretty. It's about getting the win, and I feel like the Jets' momentum right now is really, really high. It's surpassed the Falcons. So let's see what happens here with 6 minutes left. I think Atlanta's in a little bit of trouble.
You could use your phone. What? Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What? This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it. What?
With 26 flavors, got a sauce for every squad. Don't drip on the drip. The greatest of all times. Buffalo Wild Wings.
I wonder how the firm's doing without its fearless leader. You sure you want to leave that all behind?
Yeah. Stay restless with the RX. Crafted by Lexus. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Thursday Night Football on Fox. Tom Brady and the reigning champion Tampa Bay Bucks. Unbelievable. Take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Touchdown. Thursday Night Football on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
Peloton Plant Dads, y'all are crushing it on the leaderboard. Show some love. High five a friend across the country or right next door. Let's go, Peloton. Hit the mat for core. No ego, amigo? Modify if you need to. So many milestones today.
Game-changing cardio at a new game-changing price. The original Peloton bike, now $39 a month. All access membership separate.
See your team.
With the first pick. It's going to be fun to watch these young, talented quarterbacks.
There is no ceiling for this young man.
Our team.
This is such an exciting time for a fan.
What we got was pretty good.
I'm loving this.
Every team is different than anybody we've ever seen before. If it happens in this league, we're all here for it.
It's on.
Are you kidding me? Caught in the end zone. Incredible. NFL Network. We're here for football.
Just announced a crowd of 65,089 fans. Many of them wondering if they're going to see a Jets come from behind win or if the Falcons can hold on. Smith and Keith Smith across the 20 to about the 25. We go down to AJ.
Greg, as the momentum of this game has shifted, the contagious personality of Jets coach Robert Saleh has permeated throughout this sideline here. Saleh has taken a lot of different advice from coaches, especially Pete Carroll, who challenged his staff to be themselves and find what drives them. And Saleh says it's easy to mimic people, but in moments of adversity, your true character reveals itself. And that's something a lot of the players here have noted, that Saleh really has just inspired them both on and off the field.
Thanks, AJ. Robert Saleh has maintained his faith that this team will put it together. Mike Davis in the backfield with Matt Ryan.
What a play. What a play. You can't let that guy get. That's why they drafted him, man. I mean, he could just do things other tight ends can't do. He's not even really a tight end. He's just a receiver that plays tight end. Big body. He could play three different positions, I feel like. The guy is just a freak. That's what you drafted him for. You see him beat the defense. He's been beating the defense all day long. Kyle Pitts is, I guess this is his coming out party. If you want to say, he's got his first touchdown today. He's been killing the Jets all game long. Kyle Pitts, man, let's see what does he got for yardage so far. Kyle Pitts, let's see, 8 receptions, 115 yards, and a touchdown off 9 targets. Kyle Pitts is a freak, man.
Ryan now has become the 8th most prolific passer where passing yards are concerned. 57,068, surpassing Eli Manning. Pretty good. Feels like he got a bunch of them in the first half here today. A bunch on that last throw.
The Jets need to not break here. I think a touchdown puts this one away.
Yes, sir. That is the target du jour. Boy, has he played well. Doesn't matter if he lines up outside on a corner, if he lines up in the slot and gets up on the safeties in the middle of the field. Boy, he has shown that he can pretty much.
3rd and 8. This is a huge spot for the Jets defense. They need to get off the field. Oh, false start. It looks like it's going to be for Atlanta.
In the first half of protecting, but the Jets front four has started to dial it up here in the last couple of series and get to Matt Ryan, who wins.
And we have a penalty marker. And this is going to, I believe, go against Atlanta.
False start. Offense number 70. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
The left tackle, Jake Matthews.
The Jets got to know where the sticks are. They can't let them pick up a first down. Atlanta shot themselves in the foot right there. They couldn't afford that false start. 3rd and 13. They need to stop him. And he picks up the first. I can't believe this.
Right now, Patterson is up here. Okay, Pitts is in the slot. But you've got to watch the screen to the short side of the field.
Just where is the coverage? Where was the coverage? Like, why is that guy so far off his man? The key is just he just walks the route pretty much up into the fucking up into the flags, man. Like, how do you let him get that wide open on 3rd and 13?
As soon as he catches that ball, he darts upfield. And that's the biggest catch of the game.
And that's just another fine throw by Matt Ryan.
Oh, my goodness. That is making a catch when you've got to make a play in a 3rd and long.
You missed it. So 3rd and 13. Zacchaeus, who's been kicking their ass all game. I mean, minus Cordell Patterson and Kyle Pitts. But Zacchaeus has been kicking their ass in, like, key situations. They go ahead and leave him wide open. The cornerback's damn near 15 yards off him. By the time he reaches him, it's already too late. He picks up the first down.
Continues to move. 3:50 to play. Both teams all their timeouts remain.
We knew that was going to be the focus. Those are the two best players on this offense. The two guys that had electric ability to affect the game. And I think Arthur Smith and Matt Ryan have done a great job of creating these plays and calling these plays to put the ball in their playmakers' hands.
The play fake to Patterson. Ryan on the move. Throws. Completes inside the 20. And to about the 16 goes Patterson. I think it's fair to say that as diversified as this offense.
Another 3rd down for the Jets. They need to get off the field. They should have got off the field 3rd and 13. I'm still tripping off how you don't get off the field on 3rd and 13. It's
3rd and 2 here.
3rd, 2nd, and all right. Cordell Patterson picks up.
As much time off the clock as possible. But to do that,
Bears left.
It's going to be a wide receiver screen. Cordell Patterson's going to pick up this first down.
Quick pass to the outside. That's complete. That is a first down. Patterson inside the 10 and out of bounds at about the 9. It'll be 1st and goal.
Look at the cushion outside. It's 3rd and 2, and they're playing off. Matt Ryan sees that. It's over. Great job by Matthews and Jalen Mayfield to get out there, but that's easy. If you're going to have Patterson out there, just a quick little pass, throw it out there, and you know how good he is when he gets the ball in his hand.
It seems like the Falcons have won that Jets defense thin. Man, you had so many opportunities on this last drive to get off the football field, and you just can't. The biggest one is the 3rd and 13. Man, I can't stress it enough. Like, it was just terrible defense on 3rd and 13.
And we have a timeout on the field as the Jets use their first. Just stop the clock with 2:24 to play. So, first thing is obvious. The Jets have to.
100%, and they're going to get a chance here if they can hold on and force Atlanta to a field goal to have almost the full 2 minutes on offense. If they can make a stop here, play their timeouts before the 2-minute warning, and Zach Wilson will get a chance to perhaps have a game-winning drive. That's all you can ask for, but that 3rd down was huge. I mean, the throw to Zacchaeus on 3rd and long, a guy they really haven't thrown to that much. Everything has gone to Pitts and Patterson.
Mike Davis is in the backfield. On 2nd and goal, Davis looking for the goal line. And pushing. And he's into the end zone, but we have a penalty mark.
Yeah, and look, barring a miracle, it looks like the Jets are going to go ahead and take another loss. You can't give any team opportunities like that, in the red zone and not expect them to score.
No.
You have to get off the field on 3rd down. The Jets defense, give them credit. They stepped up a little bit, in that second half, they really did to slow down the Falcons. But in the biggest spot, they caved, and then they got ran over right here by Mike Davis and the rest of the Atlanta Falcons offensive line to score the touchdown. I understand somewhat what it is to be a Jets fan, I guess, having picked them to win this game. Give credit to Atlanta. Give credit to Atlanta. They came out firing. It looked good. I mean, give credit to that Falcons offensive line for protecting Matt Ryan most of the day. It wasn't always pretty, but it got the job done. And honestly, the Jets, I just don't know what to say. I still feel like that defense is improving. I feel like that offense needs a lot of help. You know what I mean? A lot of help. You need to find some balance there. But today was Atlanta's day. Today was Atlanta's day from the jump. They had the energy. They had the momentum. I don't know if it was the trip to London or what have you, but it just looked like Atlanta had the mojo from the start.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, dominant right off the top, dominating first half of the Atlanta Falcons. And I don't know, towards the end of this game, I mean, I feel like the New York Jets, that Jets defense, they've been keeping them in ball games for sure, since from the get-go, since week one. And on that 3rd and 13, I feel like that's a summary right there of, today's game for the Jets. I mean, you touched on it earlier. You can only assume the worst when you can't, take the team off the field, on that possession itself. But
3rd and 13, Marco. And like you said, you have an experience being in New York yesterday, mingling with fans, understanding where their mindset is. This Jets team, although I truly feel like it's on the rise, has a ton of work. They fought back. They got within 3. And then you have disappointments here where your defense can't get off the field. It's just, if it's not one thing, it's another for the Jets. You know what I mean? You saw how that offense became aggressive, took shots, hit guys. They picked up a 3rd down of their own on the possession before. They were able to pick up a key first down. Then they get the penalty. Then they're able to rush it in and pick up a rushing touchdown with Michael Carter. You have to be able to do the job. If it's, like I said, if it's not one thing, it's another for the New York Jets. Today, it was their defense late that couldn't stop the Falcons, and it was their offense early that couldn't get anything going. 3 points for 3 points isn't going to get it done. You know what I'm saying? Field goals aren't going to get it done. You need touchdowns.
2:13 on the clock. Remember, the Jets, 2 timeouts remaining. Atlanta, all 3.
If you're the Jets, or if you're the Falcons defense, don't do what the Titans did last week. Don't bring your safety out in the middle of the field, because with his arm, he can make this thing flip in a hurry. So you've got to be good and disciplined and stay deep, and don't give him the easy one downfield.
Pulls it down, and he goes down back at the 20. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in London. 27-17.
Jets right now. Obviously, they still need a lot of work, but you bring in a guy like Robert Saleh to kind of change the culture in that in that organization, and you have to. I mean, we see it more commonly in the NFL now, where it's like you see what you can build around. And that Jets team, I feel like that defense is definitely a team, a defense that can potentially grow into something very, fundamental for them as a team. Offensively, they still need a lot of work, but you bring in a young guy, you draft a guy like Zach Wilson. Skeptical that you let go of Sam Darnold, who you thought wasn't the guy, but I think he's definitely making a name for himself in a new uniform. But you bring in a guy like Zach Wilson, young, enjoys the game of football, and you start surrounding him, unlike your previous, quarterback. You start surrounding him with something, more weapons, more of an in-your-face kind of, offense. And we'll see where this Jets team is in, I'd say about 2-3 seasons. It's again, I feel like if they hold on to some of these guys or even have successful drafts, I think the Jets can definitely evolve into something a little more potent in that AFC East. But as we speak right now, they have a solid defense, I feel.
They have the foundation to be a solid defense.
And we see a lot where teams right now they have a very solid, whether it's an offense or defense, and you kind of you hope that the opposite can go out and help you out wherever you're struggling. But the Jets right now, I feel like that defense is definitely a very it's a potent defense. I think they definitely they're like that that bug that you just can't get
natty. They're very natty. Yeah, they're natty. They're very natty. Yeah.
So now I think going forward, I think that Jets offense, depending on who they draft, who they add, who they sign as far as off season, it's we'll see where they're at in a couple of seasons.
I think
they could be good. I think they could be good.
Yeah, I think the aggressive nature of their head coach will benefit them.
Yeah.
That needs to translate to drafting. That needs to translate to free agent signing. So you have I believe in Robert Saleh. I do. I really do. I think this defense about week 9, week 10, the back end of the season, I think you're going to see this defense get a little better. Right now they're middle of the pack. I don't see why they can't be, that just out of the reach of that top tier, right? Upper second tier type of a defense. Obviously on the rise. You add a couple more guys to that side of the ball. Maybe a playmaker at a defensive back spot. Find some more pass rush. I think that defense, and like you said, in a couple of years under Robert Saleh, can be solid.
Yeah.
The offense, I 100% agree. You need to get guys that are in your face. You need to become more aggressive. You need playmakers, and you need playmakers with swag, the same swag that matches your quarterback, Zach Wilson, who right now I feel like he's going out there and he's struggling, and he understands he's struggling, but this is foreign to him. And he's really trying to do it himself. But I think you have the right head coach to talk him down and let him understand, like, hey, this is going to happen. We're going to try to get you, this is just the beginning for us.
Yeah.
We're going to get you the right guys. Find the right guys. I think Robert Saleh understands who Zach Wilson is. I think he'll be able to go ahead and put him pieces around him down the road that are going to match his style of play, his attitude, a more in-your-face type of approach. I think they definitely need to get nastier up front. Definitely need to get nasty on the ground game. You got to, if you like your back in Michael Carter, then give him more than 5 rushes in the first half. Find ways to get him the ball, and use your playmakers. I feel like you're absolutely right. Robert Saleh, I think, is the right guy for the job. The Jets, if we're going to see progress with the Jets, it's not going to be for at least another year at the most. Or maybe half year. For defensive wise, I feel like I said, second half of the season, I think this defense could really take a step forward as far as where they stand as one of the top halves, or top teams in that top half of the league.
I mean, it's not going to get any easier for the Jets. I mean, you got a Buffalo Bills team that's quite aggressive and quite scary in that AFC.
And you got a Pats team that's reloading.
You got a New England Patriots team that don't be fooled by the fact that Tom Brady's no longer with them. They drafted a guy who Bill Belichick thinks is the guy for the job. Mm-hmm. But on top of that, we also got to look at Bill Belichick's future. We hear the name retirement, or we hear the word retirement, and that comes right behind his name. Who knows how many more years he has left in the tank before he finally steps away, and who knows where the future of that New England Patriots team goes as far as he's no longer at the helm. I
say for Belichick, I say he ain't going until he gets another one. That's first and foremost. I don't think it's over until he gets. Tom he has to get one without Tom Brady. That's what it is. Like he's a competitive guy. Like you heard Robert Kraft saying he's the asshole of my of my lifetime. You know what I mean? Like so you're not gonna just have Bill Belichick's not gonna go quietly into the night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna want to get that hardware, just even if it's just one without Tom. I got it. I left the team in the best position he could leave it in. Then he's gonna go ahead and retire. If he ever does, they might have to drag him out, off the field. They might have to just drag him off the field, man. But I don't see Bill. I don't see that R word coming up with Bill's name until he wins another title. as we're talking about this Jets game, we're gonna go ahead and just move it a little along. We got a couple other games, on the docket today. We got the Packers and the Bengals. We got the Bears and the Raiders, and also Marco, your Titans and the Jaguars. And let's start with them. Last week wasn't a very good game. Like I said, you lost to this New York Jets team over in the Meadowlands. It was 27-24 in overtime. What was your what was your take? Like, how did you feel your Titans played? What did they miss? What were they lacking? And other than the two top receivers, what was the issue that they couldn't come up with a win in New York?
In all honesty, I mean, I think going into that game, or even just watching the game, being at the stadium, the New York Jets exposed that Titans secondary so open. I mean, that Titans secondary was just getting burned left. They were getting burned left and right.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were several plays, that ended up in scoring drives for the New York Jets, in which Janoris Jenkins was just getting blown out by that. Whether it be Corey Davis or it be Jameson Crowder, it was just an embarrassing showing by that Tennessee secondary. I think that Titans defense, they just have so many question marks behind them after such an embarrassing showing in the Meadowlands. I mean, me personally, as a fan, I think it's something they need to address as far as what's going on with this defense. And what you guys have what it takes to have a solid defense, but yet they're still getting burned left and right, week after week. Going into this week against the divisional matchup against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who Tennessee has just running circles against this Jaguars team over the past couple seasons. We're going up against rookie Trevor Lawrence. We'll see what
you're going up against Grabby Urban Meyer, handsy Urban Meyer.
Likes to play from behind.
Likes to play from behind Urban Meyer. That's.
So we'll see what kind of team the Tennessee Titans show up today, against Jacksonville.
Right.
And it's right off the top, the number one point that I'm working at is Derrick Henry has made a feast out of the Jacksonville defense. So it's I think it should be a good showing for him today.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry obviously is the identity of that Tennessee Titans team. If you're the Tennessee Titans, it's got to be 30+ rushes for Derrick Henry today. Oh, Derrick Henry and nickel, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's got to be 30+ rushes in my mind for the Tennessee Titans against this Jaguars team. I don't think this Jaguars team offensively. Well, you never know, because I think the Jaguars have the makings of what could be a good round game. They got a good back in Robinson.
Yeah.
If they had ETN, I think it's. Obviously, I feel like they would be. I feel like he'd be a decent mix. I don't think he'd be I don't think he'd go ahead and surprise everybody. But obviously, you have familiarity with Lawrence. I think you have a good mixture of running backs here. But with James Robinson or with Robinson, I mean, I would attack the same way. It's just I just don't trust that Jaguars team. Period. I don't think they like Urban Meyer. I don't think they care to play for him. And then after what he's done, how could anybody respect him in that locker room? You had Shad Khan. You had Shad Khan talking about he has to earn your respect back.
Yeah.
This is a franchise that I feel like is going to leave Jacksonville one day soon. You know what I mean? I feel like you have a Trevor Lawrence. Obviously I think he's going to be good. There's going to be some growing pains, but I think he'll have a decent career. As long as you're able to find some coaches, right? As long as you're able to find the coaching to coach him up and put him in a good position to be successful and find more playmakers for him, I'm good. I'm happy with it. But this guy in Urban Meyer, I think Urban Meyer is just trying to scheme his way. It's not going well in Jacksonville, right? So now he's scheming his way onto another job, like he's done time in and time out.
Right.
So it's the same old Urban Meyer. Except now you have a franchise that has a number 1 overall pick. You know what I'm saying? They're young. Their defense is. I mean, they're okay. They're not going to go ahead and be world. They're not going to save a game for you.
Yeah.
Well, you just got incompetence with your coaches, and it's Jaguars aren't going to do shit this year.
No.
Period. I think Trevor Lawrence might even have a. You even have to think about regression because it's. if you can't respect your head coach and you're not connecting there and you just continue to take these L's and ugly L's. I mean, at that, they had the Cardinals. They were up on the Cardinals. They lost that game. They were in it the game after that, and then they lost that game as well. Jaguars are just beat top to bottom. I feel like Tennessee should run them over. And I think that'll be pretty much the Jaguars' year, just getting run over by teams from here on out. They might be able to – I can see the Jaguars winning one game and a lucky game at that.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to Jacksonville, I mean, obviously being a divisional team, that is the Jacksonville Jaguars. From the moment Urban Meyer was hired to be the head coach, I mean, if you're a Jaguars fan, if question marks were in your head, I think I have to question your loyalty to that team. I mean, it started off as a punt to a really bad joke the moment they signed Tim Tebow to be a tight end. Which I mean, me as a reliable fan, I'm just like, okay, I'm not sure what you're trying to accomplish with that. This is a former quarterback who was a master of the Wildcat formation.
And I get being athletic and everything like that, but it's like we're talking about him being an H-back 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about him changing and I could understand going ahead and bringing him at your boy. You want to bring him in, maybe he brings some type of maybe you're shocked, but. Now that you're looking at it, like what the hell Urban Meyer's done so far with the Jaguars, leaving your team, putting on college memorabilia, college apparel,
yes,
going back to a college town which you coached, and doing the shit that you did. Dog, I don't know why he's not fired. Like, I don't know why he wasn't fired. I don't know why they want to. To me, that's just like the biggest disrespect you could give to your player.
I mean, and I think Booger McFarland summed it up best on ESPN when he said, in my years of covering football, I have never seen a coach take a separate flight from the team. In fact, if you're the coach of a football team in the NFL, you should be the first one on the plane to make sure that your team is in check, making sure that everybody's accounted for, making sure that everyone, under your name is pretty much, taking, like going on to the next one, taking it serious. But the fact that, yeah, you're right, you completely abandon your team on the flight, take a separate flight, put on your college apparel, and you go party. Obviously, in the limelight, you can't really. There's no way of avoiding any sort of recording. I'm sorry, but you're gonna do something stupid. Somebody can capture it, and guess what? You did. And now you come back, you say, "Hey, I'm sorry." It's. I think it's embarrassing for this, for this franchise. And then you have the owner saying, "Oh, he has to game back." And I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure he spoke volumes when he did that anyway, off the from the get go." If you're a Jacksonville Jaguars player, your coach tries to hold you accountable. How do you take that serious?
You can't take him serious. You couldn't take him serious after this. Like I said, you might as well have fired him because you're going to go the rest. They said it out loud when he came in and apologized and everything like that. As soon as he left the room, they laughed at his ass, and I'm sure everybody's laughing at his ass right now.
Absolutely.
College coach, like you saw. Pete Carroll's different because Pete Carroll came. He had jobs in the league. He came from the NFL to went to the college ranks and then came back. Urban Meyer, what did he sell to Sean Kemp? What did he sell to the Jaguars? What is he selling to any team that hires him? Like college, okay. You're going to get some dirt with Urban Meyer. But you're probably going to end up winning because he's going to find a way to recruit guys.
Right.
What can he do here with grown men? Like, he can't fucking recruit grown men. You know what I mean? He could barely even lead them right now, as far as we could tell.
Yeah, and this is the same man who left Ohio State on a really bad note. I mean, he got into all that trouble, for having that one of his coaches, get in trouble for domestic abuse and whatnot, and then he completely turned the other cheek and said, "Oh yeah, I didn't know about it." And it's like, no, you did.
No, you did.
You did. But I mean, yeah, you bring up a very good point. It's like, I want to know, it's like, what was your pitching, selling point to the Khan family, and let them know, hey, I'm your guy. I'm the guy.
I'm the guy that you want.
I'm the beer in your mug, and I'm the position.
I'm the beer in your mug. Yeah, I don't know. Shad Khan, honestly, excellent mustache, but exceptional with that. I just don't know. I mean, obviously he an owner that wants to have a successful franchise in the sport of football. So far, it's not. I mean, so far you've got new jerseys. You know what I mean? Like, so far you've gotten new jerseys, and for the most part, I don't really care for them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You haven't really put together when you were. Well, we're gonna talk. So we're gonna. It's similar to the Bears. We're one year away, or one play away, or whatever. Right? They were close to getting to the Super Bowl. In 18.
Yeah.
Like one game away from being in the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden they became pretty much obsolete. Like Bortles was a bust. You're trading away Jalen Ramsey. Fournette's gone. Like that whole team is pretty much the team's pretty much a mix. I don't know if they have anybody left from that team on the roster.
The Saxonville days, where
when they were sacking everybody.
The line was just destroying offenses, and now you just have a bill.
Yeah, you just had the bill. Yeah, either way, they're a shell of themselves. So you haven't had success in the past 4 years. You've had 1 year where it was like, whoa, what the hell happened? And it was mainly because of your defense.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Jacksonville. I don't think the Jaguars stay in Jacksonville. But like I said, I don't think they stay very long. This franchise, if they continue to make stupid football mistakes, especially with the coaches, they're just gonna continue to do this roundabout where they're the worst team in the league, laughing stock, and then they might have a surprise year where they reach the playoffs and then they fall off. I just feel like that's what Jacksonville's been. Majority of their existence, like about till I want to say in the 2010s. That's when it was just like I don't think this team's ever going to be consistent. You know what I mean? Like I really don't. Even with David Gerard and Mojo, and they had Fred Taylor for a little while with them too. Leftwood, there was never really a time where I was like, oh, the Jaguars are gonna. Here they go. Here they begin their ascent.
And watching this New York Jets team. Going back to Jacksonville, the New York Jets gave the Jacksonville Jaguars a gift, and when they took that victory and said, "Hey, here's the number one pick," you're given the number one pick, and you know that you're going to get Trevor Lawrence, who is one of the most standout quarterbacks, to come out of college. I feel like in my lifetime, there's definitely a lot of talk that came with Trevor Lawrence. And you're given this gift, and the guy you give him here, let me give you Urban Meyer to bring you up. I don't know how that's even a possibility. How can you ruin something so good? And and give it to him. And it's just astonishing. I have to question Jacksonville Jaguars ownership and just and how they're putting their pieces in place for success in this league, because that just wasn't
just not there.
That was not the way to go.
Yeah, it's just not there. They're not finding any type of success. What do you think for Titans Jaguars? Let's go ahead and get our picks. I feel like Tennessee recovers today. 0-4 Jaguars team. They have some bite. It's just not enough. I feel like Tennessee, if they really want to be and stay relevant, be contenders, they need to beat the Jaguars tonight, and they need to. I'm not saying they got to go put up 45 points, but at least show that you could find some more success on offense than just fighting from behind against the New York Jets and such. You know what I mean? Like find a way to get ahead in the game and hold the lead.
Yes,
that's what I think the Titans need to do. I think the Titans are going to win this one. 26. Oh man, I don't know if the Jaguars will start with the start. I would say 26-16 with 10-point spread. So I think 26-16 Tennessee over the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, and for me personally, I think coming off an embarrassing loss against the New York Jets, I think this Tennessee team, they're going to have to come out swinging as far as we have to show that we have something going on. So I think they come out with with a 1-2 punch today, and I think they take a victory against Jacksonville. I'm going to say 30-14. I think Jacksonville. I think they get in. I think they get in the end zone. I think Trevor Lawrence has a passing touchdown today. They probably thrown a rushing touchdown in the mix there for them. But ultimately, I believe Tennessee's definitely they're just going to run the score up, and I think it's going to end 30-14.
All right, there you go. Both of us picking your Tennessee Titans to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm pretty sure everybody out there is doing the same.
Yes.
Moving along, we're going to go ahead and talk about the game that's coming up right now. The game that we'll be watching, Packers and Bengals, 2-3-1 teams going to duke it out. Bengals with a loss to my Chicago Bears, excuse me, not our, your Titans. My Chicago Bears. The Packers losing that first week badly, 38-3 to the Saints. But after that, it's been kind of smooth sailing. They get back on track against the Lions in week 2, Green Bay Packers, that is. They're able to hold off the San Francisco 49ers 30-28. And then they go ahead and they pretty much handled Pittsburgh. The score is 20. They won by 10. But to me, I felt like that game was out of reach really quick.
Absolutely.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are not a great football team.
No.
They're probably got a good. They got a decent defense. I just don't feel Ben should have been done last year.
Yes.
That offense is going to struggle. Ben's going to struggle. You're going to see the decline of Ben Roethlisberger in real time. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see it in real time throughout the season. Green Bay, they've got the clips over 350 twice this season. The 300-yard games. The bad game was just that first week. The rushing 96 yards, 100 yards, and 131 in consecutive weeks after that. The defense is able to keep teams under 100 yards, starting with the Niners, 67 yards, and then last week Pittsburgh struggling with their run anyway. Pittsburgh is 62 yards, 108 yards for the Lions in week 2. Well, again, like I said, the terrible game against the Saints. They had allowed 171 in that week 1 matchup. But after that, 108, 67, 62. They're holding teams under 70 yards rushing in the past 2 weeks. Cincinnati Bengals come in with Joe Mixon, and honestly, like the Bengals don't, they're not world beaters rushing the ball, but they're doing a decent job. Like I said, Joe Mixon can do it all. He could run the ball and he could pass catch. Rushing wise, the Bengals 149 in week 1, 69, 96, and 78. It's decent, I mean, obviously, the goal is to get somebody over 100 yards. At least team wise, you want to be well over 100 yards. Game to game. The passing is there for the Bengals, though. I feel like we're watching Joe Burrow grow. Like we're watching, he had the 3 picks against the Bears. That Bears pass rush is relentless. I'll chalk it up to a bad game because before those 3 interceptions, I felt like the Bengals were one strike away. They were one fumble recovery, strip sack of Justin Fields away from, really being in that game or taking the lead in that game. And Joe Burrow, first game, Minnesota 366 against the Bears was 248 game, 268 against Pittsburgh, and then 420 last week. That's total yards, my bad. 217, 139, 179, 172, and then 342 last week against the Jaguars. I just feel like every week we're watching them grow. We're watching them grow. He took care of business against Jacksonville. Even though Jacksonville's a bad team, you should beat the crap out of that bad team, especially if you want to be a team to be reckoned with in that AFC North, let alone the AFC. Because the AFC North right now, you got 3 teams that are I guess Pittsburgh is on the outside looking in my opinion. But you got 3 teams: the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. First quarter of the season, they're looking really good, and they're looking like they got teams that could compete. The Bengals defense is better than we think it is. They're not household names, all of them, right. But they've spent money on that defensive line. And that defensive line does generate some type of pressure. I feel like the Bengals keep pace in this game. I think Aaron Rodgers ultimately comes up with the victory. I think it'll be closer than we all think. I'm gonna say it'll be Green Bay 28, Cincinnati 23. I think it'll be about less than a touchdown. I don't think the Packers are just going to blow them out, but they are the Bengals. You still question them just because they are the Bengals and they've had a history of being, a disappointment. Right. But I think with the quarterback they have in Joe Burrow, the way the defense has been playing, the way Joe Mixon has been playing, I think this team is a different type of Bengals team. I don't think they're going to go ahead and just bungle it up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with the Packers 28-23. What do you got, Marco?
Actually, I'm going to go with the Packers. I'm going to go with a Green Bay victory today. But you know what? I think it's going to be a one possession difference. I'm going to predict 24-20 Green Bay. There's something about the Cincinnati Bengals team that it's really showing you something. Like, I mean, before the season even started, I felt like, we were talking Cleveland Browns, they are the team right now in the AFC North. But then as we've come to see, now, this far into the season, Baltimore obviously has taken that home. I think they've definitely woken up in Baltimore. They're playing good football right now. But Cincinnati, since week one, I feel like we've definitely seen like some really good Cincinnati football. I mean, they start off with that win against, I believe, week one against the Vikings, where they showed up. That Bears game, even though it was a loss, I mean, let's not forget that game that after throwing those interceptions, the Bears defense really gave Joe Burrow an opportunity to kind of creep up in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And,
the Bears offense gave him
and we'd be having a different story, if we wouldn't have seen, just a little more out of Cincinnati. But they've been playing good football. I mean, I think they made a statement game against Pittsburgh and getting that victory. It was a landslide victory for Cincinnati. I think Joe Burrow is definitely showing the NFL what he was drafted to be.
Yeah,
I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's going to be a very tremendous fourth quarter quarterback, in the future. But I like with Cincinnati. I like what they're bringing right now, and I'm definitely predicting a one possession game today as far as Bengals or Packers.
They got like you said, the Vikings, the Bears, the Steelers, and the Jaguars. Steelers and the Jaguars struggling. Bears and the Vikings kind of just keeping pace right now in the North. The Vikings trying to stay relevant in the North. Bears are sitting at 2-2. We'll see what happens today against the Raiders. But yeah, I feel like Joe Burrow. You said it, but I think he's going to be that problem in the fourth year. That quarterback that just, hey man. You give him, that Aaron Rodgers type. You gave him 35 seconds to work with. Yeah, you gave him a minute to work with. You know what I mean? That was a mistake. I feel like he's the type of quarterback where you can't give a final possession to if you're up a touchdown. Even. Yeah. I totally agree. I think the Bengals are on the rise. I just don't think they do it today against the Green Bay Packers. And then let's move to my game: Chicago Bears versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders looking good. They took a big punch to the chin last week against the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers ran all over. Yes. Chargers and Austin Eckler ran all over them. Justin Herbert was able to pass on them. It was just a good mix of complimentary football from the Los Angeles Chargers. It's still weird to say that. It doesn't just roll off the tongue like San Diego. So the Los Angeles Chargers really put it wasn't a clinic, but they exposed the Raiders for what their deficiencies are. Lack of a solid run game. They can't really get the run game going, even with Josh Jacobs healthy. It's still kind of like a sputtering thing. You rely on Derek Carr way too much. Yes. You rely on way too much, and you weren't able to protect him against a good, solid pass rush. Yes. So those are the things that I felt like were exposed last week against the Chargers, for the Raiders by the Chargers. Today, I feel like it's going to be a little bit of better game for the Raiders. I don't think that they're going to find a ton of success on the ground, but I still have questions about my Bears secondary, and I feel like play action can expose us a little bit, especially with a guy like Henry Ruggs flying down the field. I do expect the Bears pass rush to have some success, but if you're not able to stop a weak ground game, then you're going to have some issues. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Then that play action comes into play. Then you have something. Then Derek Carr is dangerous. Yes. You have to be able to get home on Derek Carr. You have to be able to keep Henry Ruggs from beating you over the top. Because you saw how bad. I mean, look, not even beating you over the top. Catch and running. Yards after the catch. I need the secondary to fucking tackle. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think you're going to be without Tashawn Gibson again. Eddie Jackson, he's being called out by everybody. You know what I'm saying? For good reason. Plenty of examples of why Eddie Jackson is getting criticized here in Chicago, not only this year, but last year as well. You got to be able to make tackles in the open field. You can't be selfish. You can't be freelancing trying to fucking get a pick six for yourself. Because that's what I feel it is. I feel like Eddie Jackson is just trying to get that pick six so he can if you have that feeling again, have that euphoric. I did, yes. I just scored a touchdown. I had a pick six. It's almost as if, it's selfish. Like it's selfish when you need to make a tackle for your team, when you need to go ahead and sacrifice your body for your team, you fucking do it.
Yeah,
you do it. You don't go Olay tackles. You don't take tackles off, and you don't freelance when you're supposed to play specific coverage.
Yeah, and with Eddie Jackson, let's just get it out there that if this was flag football, he'd be an MVP candidate just because of how he's just putting his hands on
touch.
The
offense,
touch. Opposing offenses, and Eddie Jackson has just from what I've seen from Bears football, Eddie Jackson is just missing tackles left and right. He's just not. Coverage is terrible. He's just not who he once was. And touching on what you just said right now, it's a selfish play by Eddie Jackson, just because it's just play your man, play your position.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to get that big play. It's like in baseball where you're up to the plate, you just want to hit a home run. It's just like that's not what this is about. Just make a tackle.
When we need you to go ahead and get on base and you're over here swinging for the fences, that's how I feel like Eddie Jackson is, right? That's a good sports analogy, mixture of sports analogy. That's
as far as that Bears secondary today, it's going to be an interesting matchup for them, just because you're getting a Las Vegas Raiders team that, yes, they do come in with question marks. I think they got exposed quite heavily against the Los Angeles Chargers, but you're looking at a team who's coming back, looking for retribution. They want to show that no, we're serious in the AFC West, in the AFC West right now. We're gonna, we're definitely gonna run a number on this Bears, on this Bears team. So that Bears, I feel like that Bears secondary is gonna get challenged today. So it's up to them to step up to the plate and see what they want to do. And so with that Raiders offense,
pass rush needs to get home for the Bears. That's going to be the key for me, because if you got a secondary that's struggling, you know what I mean, and it's you're able to find success getting home wise as a pass rush last week. But you saw the Lions were there. The Lions were within striking distance time and time again. Yeah. Your defense did step up, like I said, but it was the pass rush that did it. You get a strip sack of Jared Goff. You get a sack of Jared Goff. You're putting them out of field goal, or out of striking distance of the end zone. They end up picking up field goals and such, or not even attempting a field goal, trying to go for it, trying to put the ball into the end zone. You still gave up those yards. They were still in the red zone. They still they still touched you. You needed other guys to step up and save you. To me, the key is the secondary. It is the secondary. Pass rush needs to get home to help them out. But if that secondary can not not get beat by the big play.
Yeah.
Don't get beat by Henry Ruggs. Don't get beat by, the big play. I think the Bears will hang in this game. Offensive wise, you're going to see, you got David Montgomery going to the IR, which is a huge blow. I think everybody in Chicago is starting to come around. Like, if you haven't came around to David Montgomery, what the hell is wrong with you? I think everybody in Chicago understands that David Montgomery is the man in that offense. He really makes it all go, the straw that stirs the drink. Damian Williams, we talked about him coming in. We're all excited about him coming in. We all I felt at least he should have been a Super Bowl MVP. And you have a Khalil Herbert, who's a young back who I'm excited about, because he knows how to where to run. He knows where to go. He knows how to follow his blocks. He knows how to be patient. It's such a young and being so green as a running back. I feel Khalil Herbert's going to have a big day complimenting Damian Williams. I feel like Damian Williams on both sides or in both aspects in the pass game and in the run game is going to have success against a Raiders line who, like I said, last week got ran over. Austin Eckler ran them over. They got ran over late. They have the pass rush, but what are the Bears going to dial up that's going to keep that pass rush at bay? I think you're going to see a lot of screens, a lot of draws. I think you're going to see a lot of under center, getting the ball to Damian Williams. You're going to see Justin rolling out, trying to get hit a guy quick. You're not going to see as much. And honestly, the Raiders secondary they are hurt. They had two guys hurt in that game last week. What are the Bears going to do? I think, you still see Justin taking shots downfield like you saw last week. What are they going to do to slow down the pass rush? I feel like running the football is going to be huge. Like I said, screens, draws, stuff like that. Don't make Justin try to fucking be a world beater in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't put him in tough positions where it's got to be, the Justin show. And trust me, that those days are going to come. Yeah. Those days are going to come. But right now, figure out a way to wear out that Raiders defense, because once they were worn out last week, I mean, I think that was it. Like you saw the chunk plays. Even when the Raiders came back, it just felt like the defense was so cashed that they couldn't stop them. Like they had they blew their load, stopping them the drive before that last drive for the Chargers, where they went and pretty much put it out of reach. They were gassed. So hit them hard, body blows. The Raiders aren't a good run stopping team. All right, in my opinion, they're not a good run stopping team. Keep them tired, keep them on their heels, and then allow Justin to be athletic. Roll the pocket. Obviously, you see how he keeps his eyes downfield. We're happy with what he did last week. I think Justin Fields has success today. I think the Bears have success today. I'm going to go with the Bears. 24, Raiders 20. I'm going to go 4 points. I think the Bears, eclipse 20 points again. I think that defense does enough to stifle Derek Carr, similar to what the Chargers did. I would look the Bears to have a similar game plan to the Chargers, except difference with Justin Fields, how you roll Justin Fields out. Running wise, I see this same type of a game plan. Run the ball, run right at him, and gouge them late. You know what I'm saying? Good mix of short passes out of the backfield. Just keep them moving, keep them off balance. Just don't have them coming downhill on you, because that's where I feel like the Raiders find success. They're going to be struggling. Like I said, they have 2 guys out in their secondary. But like I said, Bears. I'm going to take the Bears today. I know I've taken them through. The Browns game was a mistake. Like I should have known. Like I was thinking, I was like, man, maybe Justin could make up for it. Definitely not. But now with Bill Lazor in, I am going to take them against the Raiders. It's a huge next 6 games, right?
Yes.
I feel like the Bears can beat the Raiders. I feel like the Bears can beat the Niners. I feel like the Bears can beat the Steelers.
Yes.
Right? After that, you got you have the Packers, you have the Bucks, and you have the Ravens. I can see those 3 being losses, right? I mean, if they find a way to win, awesome. If Justin progresses in these next couple games, even better. 3-3 is not out of the question for these Bears coming in these next 6 games.
No, not at all.
I feel like if it's just the Lazor show, if you keep the Lazor show and Justin continues to grow, we run the ball, the Bears can pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm gonna actually predict a, with Bill Lazor, taking, being at the helm of this offense. I'm predicting a Chicago Bears 27-20 victory today. I think it's gonna be 1 possession again. But I'm really intrigued by what this Bears offense is going to bring to the table today. Just because I feel like you're coming in with Justin Fields having a little more mobility, with David Montgomery being out. I think that's definitely going to be a huge blow, just because of what he brought for the Bears weekly. And now with Damian Williams, in the backfield, I feel like he's going to utilize his arm just a little more, be a little more trusting of Mooney and Robinson out there. And like I'm curious as to how this offense is going to look against this a secondary for the Raiders, as you mentioned, they're going to be down a couple guys. So I mean, I think this is a game for Justin Fields to kind of show what he can do as far as his mobility in the out there on the field. And I'm predicting the Bears victory today, honestly, especially with what we saw from the Raiders as far as the exposure that they put out as far as against the Chargers. I think the Bears could definitely capitalize on that. And if by what Matt Nagy has said and what fans have seen, it's like I think the Bill Lazor show is definitely gonna be on display today for him.
I hope so. I really hope so. I'm done with collaborating. Like collaboration, just with collaboration, you get no clarity. You know what I'm saying? With this collaboration, at least, there's no clarity. So for me, singular. So now we know it's Bill Lazor. Now we have the clear view as to what may happen. Right? We have the couple games last year from Bill Lazor to work with. We have last week's game from Bill Lazor to work with. And it's all about the game plan. I would have been okay if the Bears lost that game and you came out with a game plan that gave them a shot. You know what I mean? Even with Cleveland, let's say it was Bill Lazor. If it was Bill Lazor calling the plays in Cleveland and the Bears still lost, I don't give a shit, because you played well against a team that's contending for a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Right? Those are things you can hang your hat on as a team. Those are positives you need to look at as a team. Not when you go ahead and your coach selfishly goes ahead and doesn't, just wants to call his plays and put you in a shitty position, and then tries to find something, find a positive just to save face, so he doesn't look like a complete asshole. Like that. Those are not positives in my eyes. Having a solid game plan, putting your players in the right positions. If you win, awesome. If you lose, you could live with that because you didn't you didn't look like a complete ass.
I mean, as a Bears fan, I have to assume here after so many weeks of watching this, you get tired of hearing the same response after the game, after a loss, where it says, where you got the media asking Nagy like, what's going on here? What's going on with the offense?
Right.
What's going on with the play call? As a fan, you have to be tired of hearing all options.
You don't want to I don't even want to bitch about it anymore, Mark.
Yeah.
Like I'm to the point where it's like, okay, he's gone, he's done. I want to talk about Bill. If we don't see Matt Nagy in the post game, I'm fine with it. Just give me the Bill Lazor and what is Bill doing with the offense to get Justin prepared for the rest of his career. Because to me, like whatever Matt Nagy says, it's just fucking word salad. You're not going to get something, really anything of substance when it comes to that
choice answer.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D, and it's like no, we don't want A, B, C, D. We just want A, and what you are doing about this, because it's like when the media, the fans are asking what is going on, and all you say is all options are on the table. No, that's you're leaving an open window for stuff that we still don't know. We see
it's a lack of clarity, Marco. It's a lack of clarity. This collaboration is all smoke and mirrors. It's all been smoke and mirrors with Matt Nagy. Like I said, I think Matt Nagy will survive. Don't get me wrong. I think he will survive. I don't want him to, but I think he will survive because as a head coach, hands-on with his players, it can work, right? You seen him last week, hands-on with being a personable guy. Because like I said, he's not a piece of shit human being. He's a piece of crap play caller. Like that's all it is. Like that's what it is. If he's able to connect some type of way, to his players where they embrace him still, not as a play caller, his ass is staying.
Yeah.
Like there's the Chicago, and I'm not thinking as Ivan Vargas the fan what I want. I'm thinking about who the fucking Chicago Bears are and what they want, and they want to get a cheap. So it's pretty much on the cheap for me, right? A rookie head coach. You know what I'm saying? You get a rookie GM. You're not going to pay him a whole hell of a lot of money. It just seems like the Bears this entire time has been like on the other than Khalil Mack, everything has been trying to win on the cheap, right? To win on the cheap. You go ahead and you get the good value brand Sean McVay and Matt Nagy. You know what I mean? You lose a guy like Vic Fangio, and I know Vic wanted his opportunity, but then you get a guy like Chuck Pagano who completely changes the attitude and style of how you play defense because he has to make up for your head coach. It's just been frustrating. Like today, I feel like the Bears. I don't want to be negative. Like you had pointed out. Aren't you sick of it, Chicago? Like, yeah, I'm sick of it. I want to see something positive. The biggest positive is that Bill Lazor is now calling the plays, and we could just focus on the player success now instead of what the head coach is doing. Because I feel like this entire time, instead of focusing on the team, we've been focusing on this head coach, and this head coach, it seems like he embraces it. Yeah. You know what I mean? It seems like he embraces it. But anyway, we got the Bears. So like I said, Packers, Titans, and Bears. I think me and Marco have a clean sweep.
Yeah.
We didn't disagree on one today. Actually, I don't know who you had for the Jets and Falcons. You probably had the Falcons. You probably had the Falcons. I was like, I probably was the only. Me and Jets fans are probably the only ones that picked the Jets to win. But anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. We'll bring in the Packers and the Bengals game for as long as they let me do this. Right now, 0-0. Packers got the ball. They're in their own territory, about the 40-yard line, and they're on the move. All right, guys. We will be back in a little bit. I think we had to go on a beer run. So we'll be back after this beer run.